Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We got a new mic this morning, so hopefully everyone can hear me just perfectly. We're going to get started this morning. You want? Oh, I will let you do it. You're so helpful, Gretchen.
I'll pause and guest off. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. Good morning, everyone. We're going to start seated this morning. I know, big surprise, huh? I know. We're going to do something a little different this morning. So everyone at home. Good morning, Judy. Everyone at home can feel free to play along as well by just texting, because I know that, or texting, putting in a little chat box. So, part of us coming together is just like getting to know each other, yes? So I've gotten some good feedback from some of you saying that we want to do that too. We don't want to just like work out all the time, and that's good too. Because this is about fellowship and community as much as it is about our physical health. And so I always tell people, even in my classes, that if we're not getting our heart space filled up and our mental space, then we're really missing a big portion of our wellness journey, and that's forever. So today, I thought it would be fun to pass this ball around. Ha ha ha. It's also good. We're working out too. We're going to catch it, right? So we're going to just answer some questions. So I want you to tell me, I wrote them down, because see, my mind, if I don't write stuff down, I'm not going to remember it. So we're going to talk about our name, where we live, and if you want to talk about where you're from, maybe you're not from Manhattan originally, how long have you been involved here at the center, and then if you have any grandchildren, and how many. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to start, Jamie. I've lived in Manhattan for 10 years. I graduated from K-State, but I'm not originally from Kansas. I'm actually from the West Coast. So I have family in Portland. I was born in Idaho, so I got to Kansas. So I don't have any grandchildren. I have 3 children, though. So I'm probably going to have a lot of grandchildren to start. So I'm just going to pick somebody. Here you go, Nancy. Perfect.
I'm Nancy Fisher. I lived in Manhattan for 3.5 years. I came here after I became a widow to be closer to my daughter. She and her husband have been here for 14 years. 1 child, 3 grandchildren, 26, 24, and 1 just turned 17.
Yeah.
I graduated from Warburg College in Waverly, Iowa.
Nice.
I'm a Packer fan.
I was back in... Oh, nice. Love it.
Is that enough?
That's enough. That's perfect.
Okay.
You choose who you want to throw to. You might want to...
Oh. I'm Karen Elliott, and all my family went to K-State, but I went to KU.
Oh, no, you're one of those. No.
I was in the nursing program.
Okay.
And so that was the place to go, and I graduated many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, I have 6 grandkids, and 3 of them are trying to get married this year.
Oh, goodness.
One of my granddaughters had 2 dates last year, and then the problems kept coming up, and so she still is hoping.
Yeah, hopefully this is the year, right?
My grandson will get married next week.
Oh,
But
congratulations.
it's going to be a very small wedding, so I'm supposed to watch it on the computer.
Oh, they're going to do Zoom? How fun.
And so they keep sending things. And anyway, it's a fun year.
Yeah, very fun.
I did get to go to Baltimore a week ago, Baltimore, Maryland, where my granddaughter is, to help her pick out a wedding dress.
Oh.
And we were supposed to go to 3 different places, and it was going to be an all-day affair.
Yeah.
She selected the second one she tried.
Oh, that's really cool. You just know. I feel like you just know when it's the one you know. I was the same one.
It was beautiful.
Oh, that's so fun.
I lived and then out on the lake for 25 years, and then in town about 5 or 6. When I was moving, we had selected a place, and we decided, okay, we've had enough of boating and all that.
Yep.
Settle down there.
Mm-hmm.
and a huge garage with lots of stuff in it, and I thought, how will I ever, I
Yeah.
can't move all this mess.
Yeah, I need help. Yeah.
So I kind of planned it all, how I was gonna get rid of things and get moved. And I talked to 2 or 3 men in a truck, whatever it is. here.
Oh, yep.
It was only about 5 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't actually signed the papers, but I had a plan. My son in Eastern Tennessee got all of the relatives and people in Kansas, and 12 people came.
Oh, wonderful.
Everybody had a truck or a wagon or something.
Yes.
They moved me in 5 hours.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
And nothing got scratched or broken.
Well, that's key too.
I think I better quit now, I'm sorry.
Oh, somebody's writing something. I want to make sure. It's something. No, you're fine. Keep going.
Are you ready to go? I'm ready.
Oh, thank you so much, Judy. That is so kind of you. Good morning, everyone. We're just playing a little get to know. Everyone's waving at you. We're just going to get to know each other a little bit before we create some movement this morning. Sometimes it's nice to have that balance. We don't always have to Who's next? Oh, yes, ma'am.
I'm Carolyn Myers, and I have 2 children and 5 grandchildren, ages 28 to 11. We raised our grandson, and I live over by St. George. We lived in Manhattan for about 30 years and moved out there. I was teaching out there forever. And originally I'm from Wakefield. I went to Emporia State for my bachelor's and K-State for my master's. What else do you need?
I think that's good. You covered it. It was.
Okay, let's see, my name is Walborga Hudson, and I'm from Germany. I came to America in 1962, and eventually I moved to Manhattan. I got a divorce from my husband as he retired, and so I had 4 children, and I thought if I moved to Manhattan, they can go to either, Rotec or college. They didn't. Other plans. So one went into the Army, the other one went to Queens Community College. One of them got Rotec and then to Salina to the school. And so he has a degree in accounting. And my youngest one, she was a real estate agent until she got tired of it. People wanted to see houses that they didn't qualify for usually. And so she just kind of got tired of it for a few years. And so anyway, I have 4 children, 10 grandchildren, 5
Wow.
boys and 5 girls.
Wow.
And I have 7 living great-grandchildren.
Oh, wow. So neat.
I worked 37 years in nursing homes. And when I retired, I realized I had been so involved in them, in their life, doing things for them aside from my work. I kind of felt very lonely. I got a little Chihuahua dog. She was 7. Yeah, she was 7 years old. Anyway, she's going to be 16. The same day I turned 79.
Oh.
So, anyway,
So fun.
do you want it?
Sure. All the way.
You could roll it too. You don't have to. Oh, Gretchen's like, I got it. Playing dodgeball back in the day, I feel like.
I'm Gretchen Lewis. My name is German, but I am not. We've been my husband and I have been in Manhattan since 1990. We are Midwesterners, but we've lived many places. As I was growing up, my father was a pastor, so we moved fairly regularly, and so I consider, I did live in Madison, Wisconsin for 7.5 years. Did grow up rooting for the Packers. Jim and I, my husband and I, actually lived in Green Bay for 1 year, which was not a highlight. I've been there, I can understand.
So people say, what are you leaving Boulder for? And this is actually really a lovely place to live. Our kids were high school and elementary school, we came here, and great place to raise kids. So
It is a great place to raise
I've
kids.
been retired for 6-7 years, something like that, and got involved with the senior center when a friend of mine recommended the yoga class. So she was right, that's a lot of fun, and then this is fun, so here we are.
Wonderful.
I love the fitness classes here. I like to be active, but not too active.
Well, this is the perfect kind of day today. We're going to find that balance
All
today.
right, I think I'm going to start with Tara Lou because it's easier. She can do it today.
John Lou, I was born in Virginia and I'm from all over. I've been in Manhattan 6 years, with my partner Jane for 36 years, no children. And I'm getting ready to retire in July, and we're going to move back to Oklahoma. Jane brought me here a couple of years ago to do classes, so that about covers it.
Very fun. Oh, good. And it matches your shirt pretty well.
My name's Renee Brands, and I have lived here in Manhattan since I was 12 years old.
Oh, wow.
So that I was figuring, I think that makes it about 61 years. So I consider myself a man.
As well you should, I think.
I spent my entire career out at Fort Riley. I was up there almost 39 years, and I've been retired for 10 now. I have a son and a daughter, and 2 grandsons. One of them is graduating from law school this week.
Oh, that's so fun.
I'm proud of him, and he'll be practicing here in Manhattan.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Getting married in the fall, so.
He's got big changes happening.
Yeah, he's helping changes. I've been coming to these classes now, I believe, for probably about 8 years.
Oh, wonderful.
And guess that's about it. I enjoy traveling. Except COVID kind of.
Oh, yeah. Man, COVID. I have a friend who got married a couple of years ago, and they decided not to have children because they got married late, but first marriage, but they got married much later in life, and that is her passion. She's been everywhere, and I've been pleasure to go with her a couple of times. And she said COVID was really hard on her, but she said hard, but then she had these moments where she said, I really had to learn, what else do I like? Because she's like, I just love to travel, and I really was fortunate. I didn't have to think about other things that I liked. I just got to go. And she said, so it was really tough on me in the beginning not to be able, she just loves culture and food and just all of those things. And so she got yoga certified over COVID. And she doesn't want to teach. She just said, when you have to sit alone with yourself a lot, like maybe I need to figure out why that bothers me so much to be alone with my thoughts and not just leave all the time. And she's like, I don't want to teach, but I just want to learn about it. I want to see what it does for me. And it's just been really cool to see her do that. Learn a lot about yourself. Yeah, it's been really cool. So I always say that's the silver lining for me in COVID as well. Like there were times I didn't actually mind it. I mean, when are you ever going to be forced to be slow with your family? As a younger mother, I was like, we are in it. We just have to like come up with new activities. We go hiking. We do things you probably wouldn't have done because you have so many other options. And so it was nice to we did some things in Kansas that we found new trails that I didn't know existed, and some things that just kind of open your eyes a little differently. So it was kind of cool. Yeah. I forgot my 2 grandchildren. I love it.
They're unforgettable. I don't know how we're going to go see them in about 2 weeks, and I'm very excited.
Oh, so fun. I'll take that back. Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you for playing my little game. And we laughed, right? And that's our mantra this week is laughter is the best medicine. So it's also so important just not to do, whoop, and I knew that was going to happen. As soon as I let go of it, my hand went. So we'll start with our cool down. Yeah, it's time to cool down. You're done. Thanks for coming this morning. Oh my goodness. No, we are going to start with our warm up, is what I was going to say. Thanks, friends at home, for being so patient. And if you want to play along, you're more than welcome to write your little answers there, and I'll read them at our break for everyone. So we're going to sit, and I'm so dark, aren't I? This thing, I can't quite figure out what the best light is for me. It's tricky, tricky, tricky. I don't know. Hopefully. All right, we're going to start warming up. So let's close our eyes down for a little bit. This is even good for yoga. Our posture is better in these chairs. Palms open just mean receiving. Down just means you're feeling grounded. No wrong or right answer here. But take a nice couple of deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Visualizing with every exhale you're letting go of any stressors, any anxiety you may be carrying today. With every inhale, you're just really stay your lung breath, all the beautiful gifts that you have, being able to be present today. So just a couple of deep breaths here, feeling grounded. Beautiful. We're going to start moving a little gently here. So we're just going to move our arms up and down. Inhaling the arms up, exhaling them down. Going with your breath movement. Nice job. Beautiful. One more here. We're going to take one arm, just start to do some circles with that shoulder, knowing that you can take it a little lower circles if you need to. Nice job. Let's switch directions with those circles. Inhaling as that arm comes up, exhaling as it goes down. Beautiful. And relax. We'll go that other side. Up and over. Nice job. And when you're ready, you can switch. Nice job. One more here. Beautiful. Let's take our neck over to the right. Get that neck stretched out. If you want to take it a little deeper, you can gently place a hand on your head. If you do that, make sure this outside shoulder, you try to relax into that stretch. Sometimes we still do this. We kind of shrug it up. Just really breathe into that stretch. And exhale, come center, and we'll take it to the other side. Again, taking any variation that feels good for you. Nice tall spines. These chairs are way better than those other chairs, aren't they? Your booty already feels better sitting in them than those other ones. And release, come center. Let's do some little shoulder rolls this morning. Nice job. And when you're ready, you can switch the directions. Beautiful. We're going to take our legs out, just alternating here, warming up our knees. We are going to stand, knowing you can stay seated. But I feel like we're ready. We did some talking, some laughing. It's time to get to stepping. Pretend we're out on a nice walk. I might do this. I thought I'd get on my bike today, but it's too beautiful. So I was like, no, I think I'm just going to go for a really long walk and get my exercise in that way today. Last one here. Beautiful. Let's slowly, this is even better too. We can use this to stand instead of that. Those chairs always just make me so nervous. So we're just going to have our chair here for stability. This is really not the best angle of me, is it? And we're going to start by just doing some jogging. And perfect. If you want to put your weights up near you. You don't have to though. You don't want them to roll away. Just keep marching. Beautiful. Inhaling and exhaling is still important. Keeping that core nice and engaged. Beautiful. Go a few more seconds here. Get our heart rate up just a little bit. Making sure that no one else is writing to me. I can't read that small a print. Nice job. All right, we're going to come center. put our hands on our chair. We're gonna come into some little heel raises here, just warming up our feet as well. Beautiful. Breathing. Holding at the top if you want for a little bit. This is really good for our calves and our hamstrings and maybe your booties if you're squeezing at the top here. Nice job. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna open up our chest. So if you need your chair, you can stand right here. If you wanna take it a little deeper, you're just gonna pull that leg up. So take it as slow as you need to so we don't fall, we have our balance. If you're somebody that wants to take it a little quicker, Gretchen, you can take it a little quicker. But just really opening up that chest. It's not really about kicking your booty. It's just about lifting that foot, challenging our balance just a little bit, but also getting that heart rate, continue to work it up here, building that heat. Nice job. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna hold your chair if you choose. We're gonna go into our squats. So if you don't want your chair, if you wanna challenge yourself, I always say prayer hands are a good way to keep that centered, but if you wanna hold your chair the whole time and go into it, just make sure your knees are over back. We don't want them in front. You wanna be able to see your toes. So whatever feels good for you, just sink those hips down in that chair and take it as slow as you need to maintain that good form and balance. Beautiful. Inhale when you go down, exhale, release, push through those heels. Let's do 5, nice work. 4, good job everyone at home. 2 more, and release. Nice job. All right, option to have your weights. Option to stay seated if you want as well. Put one in the chair just so it's close to you. So we're gonna do one at a time because that could be a lot for our balance. We don't want anyone to fall. So remember our heel rises that we did. We're gonna do that lateral here, grabbing a weight and lifting. Beautiful. Just squeezing, knowing you don't have to come up super high on those heels. Just a little bit of lift if that's where you are is fine. But it causes us to squeeze everything. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. And relax. Maybe roll out the shoulder. That feels good sometimes. So keeping your chair handy, you're going to take your right foot back. Not a lunge. Nobody panic. We're not doing a lunge. So what I call it anyways is just more of a knee bend. We still want our knee joints, even if we've had knee, we want to keep working those joints. The worst thing you can do if you have knee problems is to not work them out because then those joints get tight and really mad at you. So we want to stay, I'm just going to call this, I'm going to show you this way. So I'm just going to call it a knee bend. So don't think about a lunge all the way down. So we're going to take our arm here. You can hold your chair the whole time. You can stand next to your chair if you need that support. So a little bend, push it up. Beautiful. Just a little bend. Nice job. Only taking it as far for your knee that doesn't cause discomfort because we don't want that to happen. Sorry, you guys are getting like the worst angle. You're getting my booty. Sorry. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Release. Shake out the foot or any kinks that start to talk to you. So we're going to do all that again on the other side. We got to keep it even so we're not walking around lopsided. So standing nice and tall, shoulders rolled down and back. Let's do a nice big cleansing breath. Exhale, release it so we can get our breath nice and connected. And then you can start lifting that other side, knowing that if the heels don't feel good for you, you can do this without lifting those heels. Heels are just a little extra. Beautiful. Inhaling and exhaling. I would say don't forget to smile, but I can't see if you're smiling anyway, so. Oh, I'm ready for that. Are we all ready? Yes, we are ready to see people's faces. And hugs again? Oh, I'm not a big hugger. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not really a big hugger, but I have missed the people that forced me to give them hugs. And release. You don't realize it until you can't do those things that I'm like, I kind of actually miss people hugging me. I'm a lovey person. I'm just not a big affectionate person. Just my thing. All right, so we're gonna take our left leg back, get that soft bend. I'm gonna move forward so they can see me. So I don't know if I mentioned this, but make sure this front knee stays right over your ankle. So don't let it push forward when you come down into that little knee bend, because that's gonna hurt that front knee. So holding that weight here, just a little knee bend, and push it up. Nice job. Holding that core in, so inhale as you go down, exhale, release. Nice job. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Grab a drink if you are doing a good job in remembering your water. Water is so important. And my coffee. Today I got coffee. It was actually a leftover from yesterday, but I reheated it. I'm a big fan of rosemary and lavender. Those are like my favorite spices. And so at the coffee shop where I teach next door, they have lavender lattes. Oh. And they are so yummy. They are so, so good. And they've had primrose, is that a thing, right? They have that, and they've had basil, but I love lavender and rosemary. They had rosemary lattes during the fall. Oh, they're so good. So good. All right.
Tell us when you're not on air. You can tell us the name of this shop.
Oh, I'll tell. Public Hall is that what you mean? Where I get the coffee? Public Hall is in Aggieville. It's just kind of a pain to get there, right? But I feel like that's every coffee shop in town, because I'll tell people Paramore. Or no, not Paramount. I love Arrow Coffee, which is by the university. It's the best coffee in town, I feel like. But it's right where Pizza Shuttle is and the Dara's, and you can't get any parking there. And then I have kids. I'm like, there's no easy way to like get them in and out of there. But it's my favorite in town. But it is really good. But Aggieville would be a little easier, because at least you could park in the parking lots behind and walk. Theoretically.
Public Hall also has a nice big outdoor area.
Yes, Public Hall has a beautiful outdoor area.
Good for meeting people if you don't want to be.
Yep, it does. Great social distancing. They have many, many tables.
Is it near Blue Stem?
It's right down the Blue Stem, and then, yeah, just walk like another half a block. It's if you get to the stop sign at the middle of where Takalucha is, you've gone too far, because it's, and you'll pass by where I work, Orange Sky Yoga. You can come say hi to me. All right, we're gonna go back into our squats, and then I'll let you sit down this morning. All right, so inhale, exhale, release, let it go. Let's go into those squats here. Nice job. Is anyone hot? I feel like it's really warm in here. You want to turn the fans on? Okay, I'm like, woo! Keep going. Thank you, Gretchen. Just gonna nominate her as subs. If I need a sub, I think Gretchen would just be great as my substitute. Oh, well, there you go.
Only the warm-ups.
You could handle it all, I bet.
Only that.
3, 2, and 1. Release. We're going to come to our chair for the end. We'll do some arms, and then we will cool down, my friends. As we're taking in our breath this morning, that reminds me, so I don't get in trouble, I'm going to be gone. Not, let me think here. I got to think this out loud. I got to look at my calendar with Jamie. I leave for Texas next week on Friday. It's the first family vacation we've had in 3 years because of COVID and all this nonsense. So we turned it into a family vacation because we have a wedding. My babysitter that I met at K-State here for my kids, we got really lucky with her. It was her first year, and she ended up switching majors, so we got her even longer. So she's known my middle since he was 3, and he's now 12. And so we're going to her wedding. She's getting married. She's a teacher in Dallas, outside of Dallas. And then we just decided we're going to turn it into a family vacation, and we got an Airbnb in Galveston, and we're going to spend 5 days there, and my kids are so excited. I took the boys there myself. I know, crazy, but I did 3 years ago, and we met my babysitter and her now-to-be husband there and had a family vacation with them. My husband got a week of alone time. And it's funny because I gave the kids options. I was like, we don't have to go to Galveston. Like, do you want to go? Like, we go South Padre. It's still drivable. And they wanted Dad to. They have so many fond memories, which it was such a special trip. I always recommend take trips by yourself with your kids because it was so fun. And they were like, no, we really want Dad to go back with us. We loved it. And I was like, okay, because we don't travel very much. We're not that family. We don't get to go lavish trips. So, but they were okay with it. So, oh my goodness, this thing. All right.
So how long are you going to be gone?
I leave, and then I will be gone all that next week. Yeah, so a whole week I'll be gone. I think I'm teaching all next week. That's why I want to look. I don't want to tell you that until I think I am though. I think I'm teaching all next week. I'll just be gone the following week. But you can totally, this clip is not very good. We've recorded so many sessions now, so you can definitely go on and find me on Facebook and watch any of the videos. Yeah, I'm sure they'd let you even come here all together and just watch it and do it, or you could do it at home. I'm sure they wouldn't care. I'm pretty sure, and I'm going to double check, so I'll tell you I'll let you guys know for sure. Then the following week, yeah, I'll be in Texas, whatever that date is, from the 20th. I leave the 20th, the Friday, and then all that next week. So like until the 29th. Yeah, so.
And then Memorial Day.
And then oh yeah, we're not, so I wouldn't be here Monday the 31st, because it's just a holiday. I know, sorry, the way it landed. But summers are interesting. In the fall, it won't be nearly exciting. I'll be here all the time. You'll be sick of me because there won't be anything going on.
So you have it in June or not?
Oh yes, I was teasing. Yeah, I'll be here. It's just summer, sometimes scheduling gets, there's 4th of July. Well, I don't know what day that falls on, but I don't think the center's open that day either. So, yeah. So I don't know if they observe, like my husband's a banker, so sometimes if a holiday falls on a weird, like they'll get that Monday off, but I don't know if the center does it. I don't know. I'm just going with the flow. This is all new for me. I'm going to be here absolutely when I can, for sure. And I was lucky I got a babysitter for this summer because I really didn't want my 12-year-old to feel like all summer long he was just watching his little brother, especially after being stuck together with COVID. So I got a babysitter to watch a couple of days a week for me, and then my middle will only have to, so he's splitting. He has a couple of days and the babysitter has a couple of days. So he was not so, I was like, I'll even pay you if you could do a good job. I'll give you like $5 here and there. You're not a pain, and tease your brother. Well, in my family, you just watched your siblings. My mom was one of 9, and so I had I started babysitting when I was like 10 or 11. Lots of kids. Yeah, so I'm like, dude, $5 is generous.
Some of us remember getting 50 cents an hour.
I remember getting 25.
25 cents, oh my goodness.
Oh, no, I wouldn't have done it for 25.
No, I wouldn't have done that for 25. Let's do 3 more here.
35 and 50 cents after midnight.
Yeah.
Oh, release. Oh my goodness, that's too funny. Well, it's crazy now, babysitters. I think it has gone crazy. My husband sometimes is like, that's more than I make an hour. Like they want crazy. Like usually we can't find somebody under $20 an hour.
Oh my God.
Yes, I am not kidding. And so I'm like, hard pass, no thank you. Are you cleaning my house too? And like putting away the dishes and like, because nowadays a lot of the kids are just like on their screens anyway, which when I interview, I'm like, I want you to play with my child. Get him outside, take him to the park, So maybe that's why we're not getting anyone, because I feel like I'm picky. But I don't want you to be on your screens. Like they could watch themselves on a screen. I could just like tap into our little cam for our security system. It's like dog pound, right? I'm like, if you're just gonna sit on your screen. All right, we're gonna do a couple more arm movements and then we will be done this morning. So we're gonna take our arms into our side, and all we're gonna do is rotate those out and bring them back in. Nice. Yeah, it's crazy how much. We were really lucky. A friend of mine that's very active in her church, because we tried to get involved with our church too and find sitters and couldn't find anybody. So she finally found, and she grew up with her sisters. It's like 3 girls. And so when she interviewed, I left. Actually, we had such a good conversation. I forgot to ask her how much she pays. So I texted her. I'm like, I'm scared that I really like her, and then she's going to be like, oh, $25, please. But she said 10, and I was like, deal. 10 I can do. Jeez. I'm like, I can handle 10, and my kids really love her, so it's been a good fit. But we hadn't really found a solid person since our girl that we're going to go to her wedding. She was just special creature. I mean, now she's like a little sister, you know, she's family. 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to do one more thing here because we got time. We can do it, right? We got plenty of time, so we can work you harder is what she's saying. All right, we're going to take our arms. Now, if you need to take your arms lower range, because I don't know if we've done this here in class, but this is really good for your rotator cuffs and all that stuff. So if you've had surgeries or it's discomfort, but you're just going to rotate those arms forward and back. That's all you're doing. So if you have to take your arms a little lower, that's okay. If you can bring them all the way up, that's great too. But really squeeze. You really have to work that mid back, and our core is working. Beautiful. So good for our shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Maybe set those down, roll them out. That starts to talk to you, right? Okay, we're going to take our weights forward, and we've done this before. Think about the big skillets that we have to pick up. We have to really work those wrists. So pull them out, rotate those wrists down, pull them back up, bring them back in. Nice job. Hopefully, they can see me at home. I really wish we could put that somewhere else that was better lighting for them, but nice job. Just really flip those wrists.
You almost need a separate light.
I know, like a ring or something, because it just makes me look super dark and far away. And one of the feedback before was like, put me closer, and I did, and it's still dark. I don't even think that helped. I feel like it's darker now that I'm closer. And one more here. And release, maybe roll out those wrists if you need to. Yeah, and you are definitely working your back because you're trying to stabilize those weights being forward without letting your back arch. So it is really good for your mid-back. You're gonna always hear me talk a lot about trunk space. Back and core is so important all the years, but definitely as we age, it helps with our posture. So we have I say it to all my young girls in class, and they look at me like, okay. I'm like, okay, well, it's happening. It's gonna happen. And it's gonna happen fast. So last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna scoot a little forward of our chair here, hinging just a little bit over your thighs. And one at a time, we're just gonna do one because we got these arms now, so it kind of makes it hard to do it together. So you're just gonna take that tricep back. One arm at a time, working that tricep. Nice job. I know these arms aren't as great as the other chair, but don't you feel so much stable in these chairs than yeah, I like these way better. I don't feel like I have to worry so much about someone falling with these chairs. All right, we're gonna hold that tricep engaged, and we're gonna go up a little and then into the middle of your back. So up, yep. So we'll go up and in, little pulses, yep. If you have to stand, if that feels better, Gretchen, if that chair is like, yeah. Everybody has different range of motion, so no worries at all. 3, 2, and 1, release. Again, staying in that burn, right? We worked it a lot already, and then I make you hold it a little longer. All right, we're gonna do that other side. So getting that tricep nice and involved here. Even though we are kind of hinging, we still want to keep our chest lifted as much as possible. Nice job. Breathing. All right, we're going to hold it in 3, 2, 1. Hold it up and pull it into your back a little bit. Just little. It's a tiny little movement. Beautiful. I know these chairs, sorry. I didn't think about that when I wanted to do this, but I was like, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Nice work. I feel good today, huh? That was good. We did a little laughter, a little soul stuff. That's always good. So, go to our cool down. Excuse me. I'm always burping. Sorry. This thing. I'm going to have to find a different place for this situation. The clip is just so thin that even my pants don't like it. It just like falls right off. All right, we're gonna come into our cool down, and I'm remember to put my mask back on, sorry. I'm getting too comfortable. All right, let's take our arms up and exhale, release. Let's do that again. Nice big inhale. This time on your exhale, split those arms to the right. Maybe you look straight across, maybe you twist a little deeper and look behind your shoulder. Whatever feels good for you. Breathe into that stretch. And exhale, come center. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale. Exhale, split to the left. And slowly come center. We're going to roll those shoulders again. Sometimes it's nice as you roll the shoulder, your neck can kind of go yes and no, kind of go with it. Doesn't have to look perfect. Nice job. All right, we're going to take our right arm across our body. We've done this before. If you want to hold it here, sometimes people like to hold it. They don't want to leave it hanging. That's fine too. Just pat yourself on the back, girl. Yes. We worked hard today. And then when you're ready, you're going to take that arm up and over. And either you can just do a tricep stretch here by just holding it, or if you want to come up and over. When you come up and over, really try to keep your spine as long as possible. We tend to try to hunch. We want to keep our spine nice and long. Nice job. And exhale, release. We'll do that on the other side. Beautiful. I felt like I saw a shadow, so I was like, I know. Is it time, Jamie? Let us in. And come up and over, whatever feels good for you. Sometimes side to side, sometimes feels nice in this stretch too. I forgot to mention that on the other side, because you're kind of getting a little side body stretch when you're doing that. Nice job. And release. We're going to do Gretchen's favorite. We're going to scoot up a little bit, hands on our thighs. We're just going to inhale that heart forward. Exhale, push down and round that spine, coming into that seated cat-cow. Nice big inhales and exhale. Moving at your own breath cadence. Let's do 2 more wherever you are. Release. Ah, nice. That's one of my favorite moves. It's a good one. You can practice that at home. That is a really good one. So we're going to take our right leg and we're going to extend it. I don't know why I'm shaking. You see that? I don't know what's happening there, but I was shaking. So just loosening up the leg and the joints. And then we're going to leave that foot nice and extended and just point and flex your foot here. We did a lot of calves today, so that should feel nice to stretch that calf out. And then when you're ready, maybe make some gentle circles in one direction. And then switch the other. Beautiful. We'll release that foot and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Nice work. On this next one, just hold, point, and flex. And start to roll that foot around. Beautiful. And maybe the other direction. Nice job. Last little thing, we're just going to go into our gentle little marching to close out here. Last little bit of work here. Loosening up maybe the hip joints as well as the legs. We're all in sync over here. It's like a little band over here. Oh, let's do 5. Oh, beautiful. We're going to finish where we started. We're going to close our eyes down. Hands are wherever you'd like them, sitting nice and tall, close down the eyes, refocusing your energy, really thinking about what we did today, such good stuff, not only for our physical, but our overall well-being, mind, body, soul. There's a reason that expression exists. And really tap into your breath. I really encourage you at home to practice this breath work. And reason being, everybody has a different cadence. So I have a 4 count, which means I count 4 up, hold it, 4 out. You might be a 5 or a 3, maybe a 6, maybe you have really good lungs. But practice that, and with every inhale, we're soaking up all the goodness of your practice, of you being present, allowing yourself to be here. Every exhale releases, letting go of any stress or anxiety that you may be having this morning, knowing that we leave it right here. We try not to take it out with us in our day and our week. Beautiful. Hi, see they are. Good morning. We're just finishing up.
Late again.
No, you're not late.
I wish you wouldn't start early.
You are.
So good to see you. I haven't seen you in so long.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Is that my chair?
Sure, it can be yours. Don't trip over all my nonsense here.
I was asking her if you were good to see you.
Thank you, everyone. We will start in about 15 minutes for the next session.
Are you 93 or 94?
I'm 93.
I'll be 71.
Yeah, we're not gonna do it first. Yeah, I like my water.
Well, I mean, right now, I'm running there again, she's down there for a week. She took some stuff down, but, you know,
Now I have to take my granddaughter to the groomer,
oh my gosh.
and I get my nails done in the oven.
You've got a full,
I have a busy day today. Nails in the oven.
Thank you, Lana. I will definitely see you Friday. What I need to do is find that email that I sent Jamie, and that would help me figure out what.
And I come and everybody leaves.
Have a wonderful day. Let me see here.
Are they not coming back?
No, they're done.
That was the first session.
Oh, that was the first.
We do.
For the second now.
Yep, you're doing the second. We do one at 9:15, and then we do one at 10:15 to 10:45, and then we do one at 11 to 11:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're not late at all. You're early.
Well, you didn't start early on this one.
No, I didn't. Sometimes I'm going to get it together. I am, Meredith. I'm going to figure it out. Just takes me a little bit. I'm going to figure all the little kinks out.
If they have any.
I know we tried to look the other day, and they didn't have any.
No,
So I brought mine today because I was.
I had plenty of.
Well, I thought I saw a coffee pot.
Here, let me get the door for you, Mary. I'll open it. I like to open it when it's time.
No, I had.
Yeah, you better open that door so
Yeah.
they can get.
Yep, they can come in and out for sure. Let's see. Stop. I hate when it goes to like a whole thing in my calendar. I'm like, that's not where I'm going. I don't want that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure next week
You're here next week, you think?
I'm pretty sure. I don't have it in my calendar that I'm not. I think the only class, oh, that's right. The only class that I won't be, but it'll be when I'm home on Friday filming, so I won't be here for that Friday, which is the 21st, because we will be traveling. We'll be in the car. We're leaving super early because it's going to take us about 7.5. It says 7 hours, but I'm also traveling with 3 kids, so I'm giving myself some, yeah. So I'm thinking it'll actually probably take us closer to 8 hours, but it's like going to Colorado. We've driven to Colorado many times. That's where my husband and I got married, is in Breckenridge. So we did when she was saying small, I was like, or you said small. We did small. We did 35 people, and that was, gosh, how many times?
Well, I got married in Washington, Kansas, and I think, and it was the Methodist Church, one of the bigger ones.
Uh-huh.
And the place was full.
Yeah.
Because my family had lived there forever.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it was funny because my husband's family is very traditional, and his brother and his sister got married in Salina at the Presbyterian church. Beautiful wedding, but my husband and we go to church. We just didn't want a church wedding, and his mom, oh my goodness, fought me, and we were like, we want to do an outside, we want to do a destination. We just don't, and at that time, he's passed now, but his grandfather at the time was like 80 something, and he had breathing issues. He would go to Phoenix off and on, and so we were trying to think of some. We thought about doing like a place. It's real popular. It's small. It is technically a church, but it's a glass church out in Arkansas. It's very popular. I always forget the town that it's in. We didn't have any semblance there other than we thought, well, Grandpa could maybe get there. But then based on the time of year, we got married August 4th, and we had vacation many times in Colorado as a family, and thought that would be better. And time of year, Grandpa can breathe. And August is going to be a beautiful time to get married up there. But my mother-in-law kept fighting me on the guest list, and I was like, I don't know all these people. Like, we really just want it to be tiny. And she got her way a little bit, because I just wanted it to be siblings, their spouses, and grandparents. And she's like, well, we have to invite aunts and uncles. I'm like, that's as far as we're going. And then I found this place, and you could only have 40 people max, and so we had 35. And it was beautiful. It ended up being a wonderful ceremony, but
Finally, my sixth grandkid, my first one is getting married next weekend. I mean, they've been trying to figure out a time, and it's going to be very small. I'm not even going. I'm watching on the computer.
Where are they getting married at?
It's in South Carolina.
Oh, beautiful. I bet that'll be pretty.
It's just going to be real immediate family.
Like family, yep.
And
That's how ours
and
was.
I'm kind of glad after getting to Baltimore, flying there and flying home, I'm ready to rest a while.
Yeah, that's a lot to fly. I think it always just like, and then you never know if it's, they're not going to have layovers and you're going to be waiting.
Everything was okay. But, anyway,
This room is so strange to me. We work out and I get hot and then I'm cold again. I'm like,
Couldn't find a lounge coat, did you?
no, this is my favorite little sweater thing. It makes it easy when I teach and I'm in and out of the studio. I don't have to have this big heavy.
It looks nice and comfy.
Thank you. Yeah, I've had it a while, but I really like it. It's nice and cozy. Perfect for those Kansas days that you're not sure if you need a coat or. In fact, when I dropped him off at school today, I said, he refused to wear his coat, but like he had like a little jacket. I was like, but it's in his backpack if you go out on the playground, and it ends up being, like, he had long sleeve and pants on, but my kids always tell me, Mom, I'm not ever cold. I don't know why you think I'm cold all the time. I'm like, well, normal people are cold when it's like 40 degrees outside, but they are
well,
not.
I think little ones are moving a lot more than sometimes.
Yeah, and they say their body heat is just a little bit more elevated than me, but I'm like, it is freezing and you're running around here.
We didn't have any coffee out there.
Oh, I'm sorry, they didn't the other day either. I don't know if they're not doing it yet because of COVID or.
I hope we get back to some kind of normalcy.
I do too.
I'm so tired of these things.
I am too. I told people I want to have a mass burning party, not because I'm political and I don't like them or that I didn't see the use in them, but just to symbolize we're done. That would be wonderful.
Now, with most people, like you're seeing here, at this age, everybody's having 2 shots.
And I have too. I was lucky. I've had mine for months, both of them. And that we just got lucky because my husband volunteers at Meadowlark. So and that's not even the only reason. It was because Meadowlark was really lucky and they got over the amount that they thought they were going to get. So not only were they able to do their entire campus and all the staff, they still had some. And so the director was like, that would be irresponsible because it was Pfizer. And if you don't use Pfizer, it goes bad. You only have so long to use it. So then they said, we just started reaching out to board members, people that volunteer, staff, spouses and family, like trying to keep it there. So good morning. Meredith, yep.
Meredith said, that sign going out the door. And I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, he just left to see there's coffee or something.
Yeah, he's on the hunt for some coffee.
I don't think there is any.
I know, and I don't know if they're doing that because of COVID, but I think now it'd be okay to.
They have a coffee pot going, but I mean, I don't know about this year, but other times
Yeah.
it's been running.
Well, Marilyn, you want 3 now?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you need help? They get back in there. Do you need help? Would you like me to help you because they get stuck back in there? I don't really like where they have those.
Well, it might be a good idea to pull that thing out.
Oh, can I?
I mean,
Oh. Does it roll out?
yeah, it does.
Oh. Well, maybe I'll start doing that when we have classes.
I got one, there's one stuck there and I can't get it.
You want a 2
No,
or 3?
3. Oh, you got it, I couldn't get it.
No, it's just because this is awkward, and I'll start pulling these out. I didn't know you could roll it out.
Oh, yeah, it rolls.
So that would be easier for everyone.
Yeah, exactly, especially when we get the lower weights down there.
This is like convoluted, and I don't want maybe I can just roll it out for you. I don't want anyone to trip and fall in here. That would be a really bad place to fall.
Well, that's right. We had one gal, one time, remember that one?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I remember what she did, she hurt herself, I remember.
But
Like-
she never came back.
Oh, really?
Oh no, like in class she fell and then,
Oh, yeah.
oh, that's my worst fear. That's, like please don't fall. I know what happens, I fall sometimes. I mean, I was telling someone, I do this, it must be the way I walk sometimes, and I'll get my
Oh, yeah.
shoe and I'll trip.
The sidewalk is uneven and you're
Yeah.
looking down and you don't, sometimes,
Yeah, because sometimes it's the flooring, I'm like, it's a flat floor and I've still managed to trip and,
Well, when we were doing it 3 days ago.
hello. Ugh, got hair.
I wanted to kind of check on the numbers
Okay.
as to whether, because I'm kind of, I don't know, trying to figure out, we've got 2 strength training classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
3.
Well, the advanced, right?
No, I think there's only one advanced. We do
There's 1 and then there's 2 strength training.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
And whether or not we need to continue to do, is there one bigger than the other?
We have I think the first group's, well, that's hard.
That's the advanced.
And that one has got to follow. More people keep coming. And then the middle one's kind of iffy,
one?
but then the last one
Is bigger.
is bigger, and I think it's because they come here and then they go to lunch.
Okay, so I was kind of thinking about, is there something else we want to do with this one?
Well, the reason I don't come to the second one is because I live out in the country, it takes me, I'm too late getting home for lunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
well, I think once this really gets going and we take off our masks,
Yeah.
I think there's going to be more people.
Because I still have people
Okay.
tuning in as well.
Okay, that's, so
Yeah.
no, I'm not going to do anything until we kind of go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to wait
And
a
I think
while.
as of June, that everybody coming in, they should all be vaccinated. But then you won't have to do the mask.
I think all of us have been vaccinated anyway.
Yeah,
I think so
mhm.
too. I think so too. And I think at that point, if you don't,
So we wait till June?
I don't care if you're all vaccinated.
And anybody over 90, you don't have to do any.
Well, my mask keeps falling as I'm talking. talking to them. I'm
They
like,
will hear you better without it.
I know. And so I'm so sorry.
If you just double check that everybody has been vaccinated
And they're okay with
and
it?
they're okay, take your mask off.
Okay,
That would
we can
be
do that.
wonderful. It would be so much
It
easier.
would, I understand.
Everybody spaced.
That helps too.
Yeah.
That helps too.
Because at the studio at Orange Sky, what we do, and not everyone is vaccinated, like students, we have hearts on the floor, and they have to be 6 feet away. And then once you get to your spot and you stay in your spot, you can take your mask off.
Yeah,
Then when we get done, of course, everybody has to put their mask back on, but they keep
I'm
it.
sure with everybody vaccinated, so come June, we'll kind of phase that in. But if you just want to
Ask.
just double check and say, okay,
I think everybody's better. Everybody
you've been vaccinated, haven't you?
several weeks.
And then we'll just kind of run a double check to screen on Zoom.
When I was telling them all that I'll be here this week and part of next week, and I leave Friday for Texas.
I know that.
Okay.
So what I think I will probably do is kind of type up something for them
Okay,
so that they'll.
okay. And I've been trying to tell, like I started in the last class, I kind of reminded them. And I was like, you know, you can watch though on Friday if you want to come in and watch it. I mean, I was like, I'm sure they wouldn't care if you came in on Friday.
No, and
Yeah.
that's the thing, that if we want to keep it, and we'll just run some back ones, for them if they just want to keep that habit up.
Okay, so I'll let them know because I said I'm sure they wouldn't.
No.
We were just talking about next week on Friday. I won't be here because I'm going to Texas with my family. But I'm sure they could set this up and you could still come here and just do one of my pre-recorded ones from all the ones we've done. You could still have that community and fellowship together.
If you'd like to do that, so kind of stay in the habit, you guys decide. I'll kind of type up when she's not going to be here, and you kind of gauge that, and I'll see if Lee can set it up and just go. Doesn't that feel good? No. Just take it off.
Well, we switched chairs. Do you like the chairs? These are better. Those chairs make me nervous. They slide, and these are heavier. So, and even the gripping on the bottom, it doesn't allow them. So we were doing some things, and I just said, "What do you guys feel about these chairs?" I feel,
Before, but because they have arms, which is helpful.
and that's helpful too for you to get up and down.
And
Yes.
then I think what Susan using those was to put the
Put that mask back on.
some yoga mats so that
Oh.
those chairs wouldn't move. But they're not very sturdy.
They're not very sturdy.
They scare me to death.
And we do some things where I have them balanced, and I was just like, I get real nervous. I don't even like them for myself. So I just said, what do you guys think about these chairs? These are heavier. And I just feel like comfier for our bottoms, right? They're a little
They
softer.
are. They shouldn't be on your bottoms now. Take care. Okay, you guys are, everybody needs to test if they're vaccinated, they can take off.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
And I'll deny everything now.
Good morning, everyone. I think we're going to work today. We got a new mic. This is what I'm wearing. Where'd it go? Right here. So it should be nice and loud this morning. And we're going to do a little get together, get to know each other. So if you want to participate while we're doing this, please do write your answers next, and I can share them with everyone. I'm going to come closer this morning, so if you do write while we're doing this little check-in. So we're going to start a little different this morning. We're not just going to get right to it. We're going to do some mental stuff to feel good, right? So I'm going to does it feel good to put your mask off? Hallelujah. All right. So this morning, we're going to get to know each other, and I'm sorry, she's already done this, but we're going to do it again. And I want to mention, I am going to do some name tags. I just haven't this week's been crazy for me, so I'm going to do it this weekend when I have time to get out and get to a store, and I got to figure out where I can find those. These some name tags that we can all wear, just so we can start to remember.
Wait, pin on or will it be something?
I'm not sure. That's what I need to find out, because I really didn't want to do the paper ones because I feel like that's so wasteful, right? We just keep peeling them off. I was trying to figure out if we could find some name tags that aren't crazy expensive that we could I could put them in a box and we can leave them here and everybody could just pull their name tags out so we can always remember each other's names, because I know I'm a face person. I only remember Meredith's names because it's a unique name. That usually I don't remember names, but I remember Meredith's because it's just a unique name. So, but we're going to get to know each other today before we just go right into our stuff. So, the last session we kind of talked about your name and where you're from. If you're from here originally, maybe you came from somewhere else. If you have grandchildren, how long you've been a member of the center and coming here. So just some questions to get to know each other. So I started. I've lived in Manhattan now 10 years. My husband grew up here. He went to high school here. His family's from here. His dad played K-State. We're all K-State people except for the traitor that my sister-in-law married, a KU man. But we all are K-State alumni here, and my son is continuing that tradition. He's a freshman at K-State. And am I going too fast?
Take notes.
Take your mask off. He can't hear me, or I'm talking too fast. Okay. I do talk fast. But I have a freshman at K-State right now, my son, and he's doing ROTC Air Force as well. So we're just continuing that tradition. My husband and I met here, oh God, we just celebrated our anniversary, not our wedding anniversary. We've been together a long time. We met on a blind date at K-State about a month and a half before we graduated. We would have never met. He was in mass communication degree. I was a social worker degree. He was in a fraternity. I did not do Greek life. Being in a house with that many women did not sound fun to me. It just never did. So we just didn't have really anything that would have connected us if it hadn't been for that. But I'm originally from Washington, Oregon, that side. I have family there.
How did you get to K-State?
So I graduated from Washington, Kansas. That's where I graduated high school.
You did?
Uh-huh.
So did I.
Oh, small world, isn't it? See, this is why we do this. Yes, I graduated
What was your maiden name?
Stevens, but with a PH. So it sounds like Steffens, but it's Stevens.
I did a long time before you did.
Yeah. Well, and nobody would probably know us because I don't have any. My great uncle raised me, actually, and he passed. He was a World War II vet, so he passed 6 years ago, I believe. I got to do the math in my head. But he raised me, so that's who I lived with when I was going to school there. And I went to Highland Community College, and I had a running scholarship. I was a track girl. I ran sprints. I had a couple options. Sometimes I kick myself because I could have went to Emporia. I had a track scholarship for Emporia and Fort Hays, and I chose Highland because I was so nervous. I was the only one out of my classmates that were going to those schools, and so I panicked, thinking I'm not going to know anybody there. So I went to Highland because some classmates were going there. But everything happens for a reason. So I got my associates from Highland, and then I transferred to K-State and got my bachelor's in social work. And then I moved to Kansas City, and I got my master's in social work at UMKC. And then I'm not doing any of that, am I? I'm not doing social work. I did it for 8 years. Yes, I did social work for 8 years in Kansas City, and I loved it. But when you start having kids, things start shifting, and then we moved back. My husband got a job back home here, and so just kind of reshifting what that was going to look like. And I said, I want to raise my kids. Nothing wrong with putting your kids in daycare at all. But I just said, social work, you're like a real estate agent. You're never home. Even though they say you're not on call, you're always on call. And I just thought, no, I'll volunteer. I'll still give back. I still give back. But I just was like, I want to be home with my kids. And then life took a journey where I started being a fitness coach, and never thought I would do that either. But my really good friends say, we're not surprised at all. We knew you would always still be. And that's true. I think once you're a helper personality, you always continue to do those things. So that's about me. That was a long about me. So I don't have any grandchildren. I have children. I have 3 boys. I better not have any grandchildren for a while, or I will not be happy. But he's 19. And then I have a 12-year-old who just this week's his last week of 6th grade. He'll be a middle schooler. He's 5. So I have 3 boys, all 7 years apart.
Oh my God.
The first 2 planned that way. God had another plan because we were not wanting, we're so happy he's here, but we weren't planning for a 3rd. And it's just,
You didn't know what was causing
We didn't. No, we didn't. So 3, all 7 years apart. And my husband is very logical. He doesn't believe in fate, any of that. And I said, how can you not believe in that stuff? We met on a blind date. Our children are all 3 years or 7 years apart. And what I think is really interesting is their birth weight. So my oldest was 5'11", 6'11", 7'11". I said, you can't plan that stuff. I'm like, but my husband's like, oh, you and all that horoscopes and like fate. He thinks it's so silly. I'm like, well, I think it was meant to be. Somebody was putting that all together. So anyway, if anyone wants to start with
Yeah, what is your name? I never caught your name.
Jamie. Jamie.
Jamie?
Mm-hmm.
Jamie what?
Lull, Lull, like lullaby. You might know my father-in-law. A lot of people know my in-laws.
U-R-S.
I'm
Spell your last name again?
Lull. Do you want me to come closer? You can read my. It is hard. It's a hard name. Lull, Lull.
L-U.
So 4 letters, 3 of them are the same. That's our joke in our family. Because when you're on the phone, you always have to spell it. I always say Jamie Lull, Lull, because everyone thinks I say Lowell or Hill, like they can't. So it's a hard name. But my husband's family's from here. So my father-in-law was in banking he retired in banking. So he worked for UMB Banking here for 20 years. And then they went to Salina and spent 10, 12 years there. And he worked for Bennington State Bank and retired there. And now he's back because he played K-State basketball back in, I'm going to guess, the 70s, if I had to guess.
You missed him.
You missed him. But
By 20 years.
yes, but yeah, because my father-in-law's 75, I think, 73, 75. I know his birthday, I just can't get the year. I'm like, I don't quite know. But yeah, so a lot of people do know my father-in-law. He was very active in the community, and he still is. Still goes to sporting games, and yeah. So that's.
L-U-L-S.
And
L. 3 L's in it. L-U-L-L.
Yep. And he's from Smith Center originally. That's where my father-in-law's family's from. Tiny little Smith Center. So, yeah. That's what brought me here is my husband's family. Oh, they are responding. Some are from Solomon. Oh, thank you, Mary. She said you always use the social work. You do. You were born and raised in Solomon. Solomon's near Salina, right? It's on the way to, I always see the sign. I don't think I've ever been there, but I have seen the sign. So yeah, that was a little bit about me. So feel free to share anything about yourself that you'd like to share with the group.
Well, I was born in Nebraska, but we moved to Manhattan on Pearl Harbor Day.
Oh, my niece is born on Pearl Harbor.
And I was 8 years old. Saturday will be my 87th birthday. And we lived in Topeka for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
My husband worked at Goodyear and retired.
Okay.
I have 3 children, a girl and 2 boys, and they're all over 60 now. I have great-grandchildren,
Oh.
but I've done everything. I've done photo finishing, I've been a farmer's wife, I've driven combines and semis, and worked at the Derby Food Center at K-State, and I was a para in a high school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, none of them related. I mean, and I lost my husband about 11 or 12 years ago to Alzheimer's, which was rough, very rough. And I just keep going along. Good for you. Yeah.
I should share, Mary just shared that she was born and raised in Albuquerque and then moved to Oldsburg. I know where Oldsburg is. And then Manhattan to Solomon. There we go. So, wonderful. You're next.
Okay. I moved here in 52, so I've been around for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
That name means nothing to me.
I felt from your face, and that's usually, people always know my father-in-law, not so much my mother-in-law. They recently, not recently, I guess it is, 3 years ago they got divorced after, I don't understand it, but 41 years of marriage. I feel like at that point you could just lock them in the basement and deal with it, but everybody does their own thing. They're both happier. They both, now my father-in-law got remarried during COVID to a lady here in town, so they're both happy, but
You know, we have 2 children, and I was a stay-at-home mom for 18 years. And then I went to work when Kirby went to college.
boy or girl, Kirby?
Kirby is a boy.
Kirby.
He's the oldest.
Kirby.
Kirby.
Yeah, we have a Kirby on my husband's side,
Is that
but it's a girl. And I'd never heard that name until I met him, and I was like, we also have a Curry, and it's a girl. I know. Yeah.
And then we have Kelly,
Mm-hmm.
a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She lives in Kansas City. Kirby was in the Air Force. He went through ROTC at K-State. He was in the Air Force for 24 years. And now he works for Waddell and Reed in Colorado Springs.
Wonderful.
My husband he died almost 3 years ago.
Oh.
Will be 4th of June. And he worked for the city for 36 years. And of course he was retired.
Mm-hmm.
He passed away.
I was wondering yesterday how long you've been gone.
93 years.
Mine has been gone 11, 12.
And I've known her, we've been here for, to the center
Mm-hmm.
for probably 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And Alan always came with me.
Mm-hmm.
I got, when I came here, I guess, I had a heart attack and a stroke
Oh, goodness.
before that. And then I had a heart attack, and they suggested that I, do something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good.
Isn't she amazing? I think you've gone through all that.
Well, yeah, that's awesome. Well, my husband is so excited about, like I said, my husband volunteers at Meadowlark, and so I was referred this job. I didn't know this center existed, and so which I'm so grateful that they referred me. And then I came home and I told my husband, I'm like, there's this job working at the senior center, and he goes, what do they do there? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm excited. And he goes, I didn't know that. That's so cool. And I was like, it is really cool. And I was like, they have all these. And now, of course, I share all the things that they do here. And I was like, they do all this stuff. It's so great to have that in this community. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, I feel kind of ignorant. Like, you think working at Meadowlark, I would have known about that center, but I did not know. Yeah, he was very surprised. He's like, well, so I told him he needs to come sometime with me. Because everyone loves my husband. He looks like he's 18 because he has a baby face and he has the cheeks. So people just are like, you're so cute. And I'm like, oh goodness.
Well, before COVID, though, this class here, we have plenty.
Probably
Mm-hmm.
more than that. We're all the way around.
We had 30.
That's what somebody said. They had like 30. So hopefully we'll I think once the mask ordinance and, change is hard. I said that when I started filming. I'm like, I don't know Susan. I didn't meet her, but they had me watch her videos before I started. And I remember thinking, you all are either going to really love me because I'm totally different, or you might not like me because I'm totally different. I'm a little bit more spunky, I feel like, than she is. So I was like, either it's a good thing or a bad thing. So I think just building up that, yeah, for sure. Well, Meredith, you're up, and we have people sharing. This is so fun. So Kathy said, and Kathy comes in from California. She tunes in every week from California. And she said, my husband is from Roswell, New Mexico. We live in California. Carol says, do you know the Metz family from Washington? Metz. I'm trying to think. I feel like I know the name. They have children my age. I have to look them up. Born and raised in Washington. I have 2 daughters and 2 stepdaughters, and I have 12 grandchildren.
What was her maiden name?
Zinger. Oh, I do know that name. Zinger, Garrison. Carol Zinger Garrison. Thanks for sharing. This is so fun. Okay. sometimes it's nice to move, but sometimes it's nice just to get to know each other and kind of follow with our mantra, which is laughter is the best medicine. So sometimes just building that fellowship and community is just as important as moving our bodies. So Meredith, you are up. If you want to share some.
I guess.
Oh, was she not? I'm sorry if you
Oh,
weren't.
that's fine.
Oh,
I was gonna say, I don't, our daughter had 2 boys in Kansas City,
oh, nice.
so we have 2 grandchildren.
Oh, wonderful.
Our son in Colorado didn't have any children.
2 is good though. That's a you can handle them. You're not outnumbered.
That's right. And one grandson's 36 and he's getting married in October.
Oh, wow.
He's never been married, and so everybody, but he's, you know, has to live in,
Yeah,
but, so we're glad he's getting married.
yeah. It's this.
My husband always said, we'll never have any great-grandchildren in our lifetime. Well, he, you know, of course, he's gone,
Yeah.
and, so, whatever.
It's interesting, you know, people are getting married so much older. I mean, my good girl shared before she was her thing in COVID, she traveled all the time, and she got married for the first time. She traveled, so they got married in Portugal, and she was 34, and that was her first marriage. And I was like, to each their own. I think there's pros and cons to both, probably. I do tell my children, you are not allowed to get married till you finish college. Because my thing is, you just change a lot from your early 20s to I was like, just wait till at least 25, please. Your divorce rate will probably be a lot lower if you just wait a little bit. Let's go there. So my middle says he's never getting married, so I'm like, that's fine, whatever.
He'll probably be the first one.
I know.
30-year-old grandson that you never got.
Yep. It's very common. I mean, when we were growing up, even in 98 when I graduated high school, I think we had 4 or 5 people get married at 21. And I think there's only like 2 that are still married to the same. Yeah, because that's just, I mean, that's young. That's young. 21 is, I know it was more common when you were before, but they also had different value beliefs, and I think they stayed. I feel like nowadays people think they're just dating. I'm like, you don't just get to call quits. That's not how it works. But
Well, we were married 65 years and 5 weeks.
oh, wow. Very cool. That's so neat.
But we had no idea, you know. I said, if somebody would have told me when I fixed breakfast that morning, he wouldn't be at the supper, I told him it was crazy.
Carol said the Metz family owned the bowling alley. And I used to spend a lot of time at the bowling alley, so I'm sure I met them. Well, in Washington, that's all we had. We didn't have a movie theater. We had an old one that had burned down years ago.
We had a theater when I lived there.
Yeah, no, the theater was still there. For a while, they had like I just remember there was like a railroad thing in the window, like a little mini train thing. I don't know what that was for, but we just had a bowling alley. And then Longhorn. That's all we had. Longhorn's gone now. I mean, it's there, but it's not Longhorns. A kid I went to high school with that was a couple years younger than me ended up buying it and turning it into kind of a bar / I think they have darts. I don't really I went there for my 20th reunion. I didn't quite understand what it was, but it's a bar. It's a place to eat, and we don't have a lot of those in Washington. A lot of places to eat.
It's gone down horribly.
Oh. Just sad because, even growing up, I thought our Times Square, our little square with the courthouse and the brick and the old buildings was always such a neat downtown that I thought, why can't they bring business in? And the brewery, they do have a brewer there now, which I did think was good for the economy and bringing in jobs. And it's doing really well. Like, they sell their beer here in Manhattan. It's doing so well. So
They have a pie place that makes pie.
they used to. Do they still have it?
I think
That went down too. That had been there forever.
And a dog training place.
And I think they still have that. They still have that, yeah. But I think the pie place I did here went under.
Yeah, I think it did.
Yeah. I don't know why they just can't keep stuff there. I don't
I
know.
think both of the women that started have died.
Oh, started the pie. Oh.
But when I visited, I was.
Good morning, Betty.
They were.
Wonderful, Mary. That is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
We're kind of doing things differently this morning. We're just kind of getting to know one another. Meredith, would you like to share anything?
Well, I was born and raised in Emporia,
Okay.
and went to college there. Ended up at K-State as associate professor,
Wonderful.
which means I don't know anything. Yeah, you may think I'm kidding. I've known so many professors that they know their field, but they sure don't have common sense. I shouldn't be saying that.
That's okay. I'm not easily offended. You won't offend me.
But anyway, but my main forte is coaching.
Oh, wonderful.
I've spent most of my life coaching one sport or another, mainly football and basketball.
Wonderful.
And I've never had a losing season in basketball.
That's awesome.
And I've been waiting for Weber to come up and help me. But my first year was, I went to school that had 1-0. They didn't have anything, didn't know what sports were hard
Yeah.
to. We ended up with 13-12, won 13 games, lost 12, which is a winning season.
Sure is.
That's the worst season I ever had. So the rest of them were all there.
Yeah.
But I went into the Army and I coached basketball in the Army, went to Korea, they wanted me to coach,
Wonderful.
you know. So,
Very cool.
but I've got a lot of years of coaching, but
Well, he was too big to fit in a tank, but what you wanted to do is sort of like a you were too large to fit in a tank. Okay,
but I don't have a team to coach now, yeah. And so, what else? Oh, and I'm one of the few that has a traveling doctor nurse to take care of me.
Oh.
Of course, she's my daughter.
Oh.
And she admitted, nurse said, I've come down with cancer, if you can believe that.
Oh.
Well, all those years I played basketball, I broke about 8 bones, you know, different bones.
Yeah.
And got over it and all that, see.
Mm-hmm.
But now I come down with cancer.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
In fact, I wrote up a thing one time of the close calls I have had in my life,
Mm-hmm.
where I came close to being killed one way or another.
Mm.
And I had about a dozen of them that were that close a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
But now I come down with cancer. I can't figure that out.
Mm.
So I'll be operated on that in July. My daughter's here.
Oh, okay. So you just have the daughter? Just one? Or do you have more children?
Just had the one daughter.
Well, that's pretty special that she gets to.
Yeah, I found that all this God.
He's ornery, isn't he? He's the ornery one of the group.
That lady one time said, yeah, we did too. That's why we had 6. Anyway,
Oh,
that's about it.
well, wonderful. Well, thanks for sharing. I appreciate that. I know you already shared, but
yeah, I'll try to make this short. I grew up in Washington, Kansas, and as I was a senior, 3 of us decided we wanted to go into medicine. My best friend, her dad was a doctor in town, and then my other best friend and I decided we all wanted to go to KU and be in the medical.
mm-hmm.
Well, my best friend did finish as a neurologist.
Wonderful.
And anyway, so that's what got me to KU.
Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong. KU is a good school. We tried to get my oldest. He got into KU and K-State and Fort Hayes. And I think there was one other. And I said, I think you should pick KU because he wants to do criminology with leadership studies, and then he's doing Air Force ROTC. And I said, you know, because he's my shy one, and I thought it could be good for you to get out of the nest just a little bit further. And I said, KU is a fun town. It really is. They have great restaurants, and he didn't. He picked K-State. He just couldn't disappoint Grandpa, I think. That was part of it.
Well, all of my family has gone to K-State.
Mhm.
So I really feel like K-State is better now.
Wonderful.
I won't take any more time. We gotta do a little extra.
We got to get a little extra. I know, but it's fun to do this, right? I like to do this, and we'll do more of this because I know that was communicated a lot. People like to be able to have that community and fellowship. My brain is, though, as you can tell, I just like to get to work. That's just what I do. So it doesn't mean I don't like fellowship. I just, we're learning together. So let's start with our little warm up here. So let's sit up nice and tall in our chair. We'll put our weights down. We'll start. I'll scoot back so friends can see me a little bit. I feel like I'm right up on top of the screen here. We're going to just start, since the top of our body, mainly our mouths, have gotten a lot of exercise this morning. We're going to start with our legs. So just start to lift those legs. Maybe you want to lift your arms as well. These chairs are awesome. Yes, I feel so much better with you all in these chairs than those other ones. And then I feel like getting the mats and the chairs. Jamie said I was like, that seems like a lot of work. The mats and the chairs, and I was like, man, this is better. We might use the mats sometimes though. But if we do the mats, we would just stay on the mats. I won't have you get up and down. We would just stay on the mat.
I may be there for a week.
I would help you. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. We're going to take our legs, and you can take one at a time or you can take them both, whatever feels good. If you need to use your chair, that's great. Ooh, we're really working out those joints already.
We've already walked.
Oh, good. That's what I was telling them in the first, because I teach here, Orange Sky, just because of COVID, our classes are smaller and there's not as many options. And so I have no class to get into this afternoon to get my workout in today. And I thought, well, I could go home and get on my bike, but it's so nice out. And they say it's going to rain for I looked at my iPhone. Hello. You're fine. We're just getting started. You're going to point and flex your feet here. But I decided I'm just going to go out for a nice walk. And in our neighborhood, we have the linear trail that goes through our neighborhood. So we can do this big 1-mile loop. I live behind Susan B. Anthony Middle School. So it's got a nice trail. And so I just kind of do that. And all right, release those feet. Let's take those arms up. Nice big inhale, exhale, release. Let's do that again. And exhale. Let's take our arms out to a T, and then we're going to take our right over our left and just give ourselves a little bit of hug here. Stretch out the shoulders. Nice job. We'll inhale those arms long again and then switch. So left arm over right this time. A little hug. Nice job. I like that sweater. That green is a pretty green. And release. We're going to take our hand and we're going to roll out our wrist here this morning. Yeah, we were doing conversational workout today. I wanted to get to know everyone, then we'll move. And the other side if you want, or you can do like Meredith's doing all together. That's fine too. You can do them together. Beautiful. Are we ready? All right, grab those weights. We're going to start this morning with our reverse biceps. I know sometimes we do this way. We're going to do it this way. We're going to work our forearms and our biceps. So we're going to inhale those weights up and exhale, put them back down. Nice job. I look so dark on that screen, it bugs me. Did you get a new hairdo? Is it different from what? It is, isn't it? It's pretty. Yeah. I was like, it looks different than the last time I saw you. But I can't tell quite, but I'm like.
I wasn't here yesterday to do yoga.
Oh, hey, hair care is important too.
It really is. Going on vacation next week, I got to look good.
I am too. I'm going to Texas with my family.
We're in Texas, are you?
We're going to go to Princeton outside of Dallas for a wedding. It's the girl that babysat for my kids for 5 years. She's getting married. And then we extended it and we have a house in Galveston right on the beach, 100 yards. Not ours, we're renting it, it's not mine. Yeah, I know, I feel like it's gonna rain and it makes me so sad, but it'll be good I'll get out in the rain, I don't care at this point. We will be on that beach. My kids know I'm not as scared of a little rain. All right, release it. Shake out those shoulders if you need.
We're going to Dallas.
Oh, fun. Yeah, I'm just excited to just, hopefully the rain, my bride friend actually Marco Polo'd me, which is an app. We're going to take our arms here and come this way with our biceps. So if you want to sit all the way up against your chair to help with that strain. So yeah, she was like, Jamie, it's going to rain. And she's having an outdoor wedding. I said, babe, God has it planned. You're fine. Don't stress out. You're going to make your skin bad for the wedding, so just stop it. It's going to be okay. I'm like, we had rain on our wedding, and it made for beautiful pictures, and we got married outside. It's going to be fun.
My son and daughter got married, and it rained all week. And it rained that day. The wedding was supposed to start at 2.
Mm-hmm.
It quit.
Yep.
And we were on a sandy shore, sandy
Yeah.
land. So
Last one.
there was no
Yeah.
mud or anything.
Yep.
Got through the wedding, got through cutting the cake and everything, and started the dance, and we all had
Oh, somebody's trying to get in.
we all had to go to the basement because it was tornado coming.
Come on in. Everybody's, they're so excited to get here. Everyone's just getting here early. All right, we're going to take our arm out to the side. Keep one weight in your hand, and you're going to lift one leg and lower. Nice job. Yeah, I told her, and I'm hoping, a lot can change in a week. So I'm hoping all my 5-year-old remembers is the ice cream truck that still came through Galveston. I was so shocked that they still had those. Best memory, which it was fun. I mean, I have pictures of them running out to the truck, and that's like something from our childhood. And I told them, I'm like, I don't know if they'll have it because of COVID, but if not, we'll find like a really awesome ice cream shop in town somewhere. It'll be fine. Let's do 3 more. Nice job. And relax, roll out that shoulder. That shoulder starts to talk to us. We're just going to switch sides here, coming up with that other leg. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just so excited to get out with my kids and get fresh air and, hopefully they feel like normal children for a little bit. I was very thankful my mother-in-law's new person that she's been with for about 4 years now, he has a lake house out in Missouri. And so when COVID got real bad, we were very fortunate last summer that we could go out there and the kids could, play on the little Maui mat thing and jump in the water and not have to wear a mask and see their grandmother. And I was very appreciative of that. In fact, we got them a very nice thank you gift because I was like, these aren't really his grandchildren. And he's just letting us all come out here on his lake house, and it was very kind of him. And release, put that arm, roll it out. That shoulder starts to talk to us, I know. All right, we're gonna come forward just a little bit of our chair. So we're gonna take these weights, and this is optional, you don't have to do this, but we're gonna work our abs here. So holding the weights just adds a little bit more resistance. So if it doesn't feel good to use weights, you can just come right here. But we wanna work our core a little bit. So inhale as you reach back, exhale as you pull forward. Inhale and exhale. And if you want, you can do extra and you can even add a little bicep curl with that. If that doesn't feel good though, you can just keep your arms long. Whatever feels good for you this morning. Nice job. Inhaling and exhaling. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Whew. Get our core nice and warm, yes? All right, we're gonna add on here. We're gonna come, so our hands are hanging from our chair so we can row it up. So working that mid-back, our shoulders, a little bit of our biceps here. Just rowing it up. I should have left the door open. I'm so sorry. Come on in.
Get in here.
He's like, never mind, I'm leaving.
I think I'm gonna do it twice wrong.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not, they're good in there, I'm not.
In here.
Technically, we have until 11. See, even though we talked a little longer, we have that 15-minute break in there. So I felt like we could go till a little bit of time here. We talked this morning, we got to know one another, so we didn't quite get into our workout just right from the jump, and that's okay. Sometimes it's nice to have that break.
That's the way it was when I came last time. You left, and we just did it on our own,
Yep,
and introduced ourselves.
that's important, and we're gonna do that. I'm gonna buy name tags. I'm on the hunt this weekend. Last one here to buy some name tags, and I'll keep them here at the center. That's been suggested. People really want to have name tags so we can keep remembering who each other are.
That would help.
Yes, I think it would. And I don't want to do the paper tear ones because that's a waste of money anyway. I'd like to find some that we can just, and we can keep them here at the center, and when you come, you can just put your little name tag on, and then, yeah. And I will be gone not next week. Next week I'll be here. But that Friday I won't be, it's like the 20th, because that's when I leave really early in the morning for Texas. But Jamie came here and told all of you, if you want to come on Friday and still come to the center, that Leaf would get this going for you guys, and you could do one of my videos that's already pre-recorded, and you could do it all together, just to kind of keep, and then as well as the next week, I'll be gone that whole week. So if you wanted to come Mondays and Wednesdays, and she said, just tell her, and she could get Leaf in here to set that up for you guys. So at least you'd have me walking you through a session if you wanted to. That way you don't get out of practice. So, all right, let's do one more thing here. So we're gonna start walking, and just kind of pull these weights up as you're walking. Nice job. And I will be filming on Fridays. I won't be here on Fridays because I have a little one who doesn't have care on Fridays, unfortunately. That will be different next year because he'll be in kindergarten. I can't believe it. So next fall when we start together, I'll be here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So, but I'll be at home. So if you ever want to tap in, I'm always filming at home on there. So nice job. 5, 4, 3, come on in, 2, and nope, come on in. No, we took our time this morning. You're not late. Come on in. We did a chatty session this morning. That's why everyone's confused. We started late. We decided to play a little game and get to know each other. I know. You know me too well. I am actually not. I don't like to get up early. My husband wakes up 4:30 almost every morning, bright and bushy-tailed, and he'll try to tease me, and I'm like, I haven't had coffee. Go away. I don't. Or his other thing to do is, okay, I need you to do this, because I stay home too. I mean, I work, but I stay home. I need you to call this. I'm like, I haven't even opened my eyeballs yet. Could you write it down on a piece of paper? But he's like, well, what's the problem? I've been awake for like 2 hours. So Jamie came in and told us, if you've been vaccinated and you feel comfortable in having your mask off with me, I've been vaccinated, then we're welcome to do that. She said, and then hopefully in June, it'll be across the board. But she came in and said, I can ask everybody if everybody's comfortable with it, and you can still wear it if you feel more comfortable that way too. I'll continue to keep you kind of spaced apart though, just because I feel like that's good practice, but yeah.
Good. I lost Daisy and Floyd.
Well, Floyd came in and we said, come in, and he just slowly backed away and shut the door. So I said, or not. I scared him. I said, come on in. And he was like, I'm going to go this way. I know. So, well, see, it gets hot and cold in here. Good morning, everyone at home. So, yeah, we just did something a little fun this morning. So, he's coming this direction. I scared you off.
Don't trip over the cord.
Yeah, don't trip over that cord.
Where did you leave Daisy?
She's coming.
So we'll have one more session here in about 2 minutes. Let's look how fast that goes. So if you want to stay, you can, but you don't have to.
I got a young man at home. I need to work out lunch.
I know, I remember you telling me that. So next week we won't talk for as long, but sometimes it's nice to just have a little break. So yeah, we were getting to know one another. We were playing the get to know you game. And then we did a little movement, but we talked about sometimes it's good to work our heart space and our head space, not just our bodies. So, well, I think it does.
What day is it?
I think I can, and I didn't have the door open, so come on in. I'm going to open the door in case anybody else comes. Well, thanks for coming. See you next week. Come on in. Look at me and all my nonsense here. I got too much stuff here. They have a trash can in here? No trash can? In the bathroom? Oh, excuse me.
I know, because I lost all the color out of my hair.
No, well, that's why I wear jeans all the time, because nobody ever puts pockets in anybody else. And I don't know what to do without pockets.
I know. That's why I have these though. I always have a coat with a pocket because my leggings don't have a pocket. So some of them do. Some of the nicer ones I have like at least a pocket for my phone, but yeah. I'm the same way about.
And then the phone is so heavy it pulls britches down.
Yeah, and my thing is people make fun of me with dresses because I hate buying dresses. I love dresses with pockets. So if I'm like, I won't wear it because I'll constantly do this with the dress. So.
My daughter-in-law wears skirts.
Uh-huh.
And that's all she wears, and sometimes they got sun down, but it should just be that soft cotton and creeps up.
Yep.
It has the spandex stuff, so don't creep out.
Yeah.
And really nice.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Some of them even look like they're in dresses.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So I just came on.
Wonderful.
Just got here. I wanted to talk to April, so I came in.
Good morning. So Jamie came in and announced, and this is up to you, but if you've been vaccinated, I have, if you feel comfortable in our session and when we're here, if you want to take your mask off, you can. If you want to leave it on, you can do that as well. And then she's hoping by June it'll just be the norm where we take it off. So I'm still going to continue to kind of keep you spaced apart though, just for extra safety precautions. But I don't imagine anyone's going to be coughing or sneezing on you. So, and this morning we were kind of taking things a little slower today, and just talking about a little bit about ourselves. We were kind of sharing where you're from, if you're not from here originally, do you have any grandchildren, how long you've been coming to the center, what brought you to the center. And then we were going to create some movement this morning. So taking a little bit of a break. I will be here next week, Monday and Wednesday. Friday I leave for Texas, so I'm trying to let everyone know that. And then the following week I'll be gone for the whole week. But Jamie has said if you guys want to, she can get Leaf in here to set this up, and you can still come to the center that next week, and he'll set it up, and you can do some of the pre-recorded. If you want to keep this community in that pattern, you could totally do that, because we'll have enough. We'll have lots of recorded on there that you could pick anyone that you wanted to do. So okay.
Something to think about.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, just something, yes. Yeah, and it's not next week, because I know that sometimes, I don't want to, it's not next week, I'll be here, Monday and Wednesday of next week, just not Friday. I won't film from home, and then the following week. So she's going to write up something too, to give notice.
That's about the last week, isn't it?
The 31st is
Yes.
Memorial Day, it's that Monday.
So I guess I would be gone a little longer just because it's a holiday, which I didn't plan it that way. We have a friend getting married. Our babysitter that used to watch our kiddos is getting married in Texas. So we're going to go see her get married. And yeah, but
We'll make do.
yeah, I usually do. Actually, when I got this job, I felt terrible because I was like, Jamie, I swear I don't travel. We really don't. We do not travel very much at all. But then because of COVID, so we had this and the wedding. So there's a wedding that popped up, we travel. And then I was supposed to surprise my husband before COVID. We've never been to Vegas, but I was going to take him to March Madness for his 40th. Well, March Madness got canceled, and so did our trip to Vegas. And so now we're traveling to Seattle, which is my part of the country. That's where I grew up, is in Washington and Oregon. And we have flight credit from Vegas. So he was like, well, do you want to go back to Vegas? No, not really, if the March Madness thing isn't happening. So we're doing Seattle at the end of July into our wedding anniversary. So there's these weird trips that have popped up, and I was like, I swear I normally do not travel. I'm not that exciting. Anyway, so
You have a wife.
I know, but it's really important that I like consistency too. I do. I like knowing what's happening. So I'll try to communicate that as much as possible. So we're just kind of sharing a little bit about ourselves. I'll start. Been here 10 years now. My husband, I'm not from here originally, I said that. My husband is. I have 3 boys, all 7 years apart. So I got a kid in college, about to be a middle schooler, and a bonus 5-year-old that's going to start kindergarten. So next year I'll finally have all my kids back in school. Be key. And I have a degree in social work. I got my undergrad here at K-State, and then I got my master's at UMKC in Kansas City. It was with family and children's and addictions is what I specialized in. So I worked in addictions for almost 10 years, and then started having kids and decided, yeah, I kind of don't want to be on call all the time. So that's a little bit about me. So anyone, you want to start? Do you want to start saying a little bit about yourself? Okay, I put them on the spot. Who wants to start?
I'm looking to see if I'm in there.
Oh no, well, maybe a little bit, but I move a lot.
He's not paying no attention.
He's not listening to me.
That's why he's turning red.
He's like, I didn't hear anything you said. No, he's taking a break. He already worked out with us once.
We've done that already we've done this already last week.
You guys did?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
with you. What?
Well, we did.
She wasn't here.
Oh, you did say that you did a little.
Oh,
Well, I was told that you guys want fellowship and community, not just working out. So that's what we're doing.
say something about yourself. Say who you are, where you been, and worked on the railroad, blah, blah, blah.
I liked it when you told about taking her to Harrington for the first time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I want to go home. I know.
Oh, you sound like my husband when I took him to Washington, Kansas the first time. He was like, this is not a town. I'm like, okay, easy. It is. But I know it's really tiny.
It was a county seat, it was as big as it can get up here.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember what you said?
Well, are we being recorded?
I mean, yeah, they've been participating as well at home. We're not recording you. They're watching me when we do the workout. But yes, we've always had that on.
So our voices, are they hearing our voices?
I don't know if they pick it up a lot as much as they do mine because it's like right here, but you don't have to
I
participate.
think for exercise, that's what I think for.
Okay, well, we just like to do a little bit of everything because I know it's been communicated that we want to work out, but we also want to make sure that we're getting to know each other and have some fellowship and community, which is really important because we don't want to not just work our physical body, but we want to work our mental body too because that's just as important. So,
Let me start, then you'll know what's going on.
okay, perfect.
I'm Gisela Holly. Been here,
Floyd, nice to meet you.
been here 8.5 years in Manhattan, moved from Branson, and before that we lived in Council Grove. So we were very familiar with Manhattan.
Wonderful.
Our children live, some of them live around us here.
Mm-hmm.
And I married Floyd in Frankfurt, Germany in 1957.
Well, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yep, and retired.
And here we are.
Yep,
Wonderful.
and loved the senior center.
Good.
Yeah,
It's a neat thing.
here's what they all do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice.
Yes, very nice.
I'm Susie Elkins. I moved here 4 years ago to be closer to my son and daughter-in-law and granddaughter. She was 4 at the time, and I got tired of her calling and saying, Nanny, would you just come visit me? Nanny, I just miss you.
Aw.
And you know, I mean, I'm a sucker for a kid anyway. I like to quilt. Haven't gotten to do a whole lot of getting acquainted with people since I've been here. I have found out a couple of years ago after we went to Mayo that I have a disease called bronchiectasis. So if you hear me cough, I'm not contagious, but I sound like somebody that's 90 years old and has smoked 4 packs of cigarettes a day.
Oh.
But now we're on medicine and things are looking up.
Good. That's wonderful to hear. Don't all raise your hands at once.
Okay.
She's like, this is the third time that,
I know, some of us haven't.
I know, somebody haven't, I know it's hard when you've been to the other ones, I know, and then you've heard it.
Oh, I'm Karen Elliott. We, after retirement, we moved out on the lake for 20-some years and loved it. Built the largest house we ever had, and it was just two of
Aw.
us, so we wandered around in that. Then we decided it was time to move into town.
Mm-hmm.
About 2 weeks before we were moving, my husband died. It was very quick anyway, and so I thought, well, I better make arrangements with 3 men in a truck or anyway, you know, whatever that business is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I had called and I hadn't really been explicit about it. My son from Eastern Tennessee said, Mom, cancel that because I've got 12 men coming. There were people from all over Kansas that.
Hopefully that's better,
came.
Carol.
Everybody either drove a truck or pulled a wagon or something, and they moved me in 4 hours. And not one thing got scratched that I could figure that I could find. But I was on the road going back and forth all the time. Anyway, so I got into Manhattan and I really enjoy it here.
Wonderful. They were saying at home, see, they like this. They just said, I wish I could hear some of you better. So I turned my mic up a little louder. I think that's real important from COVID is that not only, like I said, working our physical body, but people have missed this and connection and being able to get to know each other. And like you said, you're new here, so that's really important too that we keep. So we'll maybe keep it shorter some days. I'll figure out ways to keep it a little shorter, but we're definitely going to take breaks like this to just, have fun together. What's our mantra this week is laughter is the best medicine. So we just really want to get to know each other and build that community, because this is a community you're building a fellowship to have that support when you're home. Hopefully you'll get to have a friend here that you could call and say, I'm needing something, or I just would like to go on a walk with you, or whatever that is. Hopefully you can extend that outside of just being here at the center together. That's really important too. So Meredith was telling us, so I'm going to tell them on the screen, he was big into basketball. He's done a lot of coaching, so that's really cool. We're sorry to hear about the cancer though, so hopefully your surgery and all of that stuff goes well for you. And you've traveled a lot. Korea, did I get that right? You went to Korea?
You can't hear either.
I know. And earlier
Go ahead and tell it.
You don't know what you said.
I know, and earlier he said I talk too fast, which I do, but I tried to slow it down. I'm not very good at that. I just talk really, really fast. Yes. But did I get it right though? It was Korea, wasn't it? I feel like it was Korea. Korea, yes? Yes, okay, so I'm right online. Yes, that's better. Okay, so Carol says she can hear us better, so.
About Meredith, he has more interesting stories than you can imagine.
Don't get me started.
He knows,
Some of us want to work out.
he knows more words than Noah Webster ever saw. And
Well, that's
yeah,
really
I know.
precipitous. all
I
right.
know.
He just pulled one out. Did you hear him?
You beat us in the word games
I think
all the
sometimes he
time.
makes them up though.
And we won't know, will we? We'll be like, I'll take your word for it.
But his
They're
stories
just
are.
simultaneously inclined.
Oh, really?
All right.
I think we've heard about you too, so.
We could do that, huh?
Wonderful. Anyone else want to go, or you just want to start working out? It's up to you. Would you like to share something?
Well, this is the first time I've been with this group. I came once and you were leaving.
I know. I had to go get my ornery little 5-year-old. Yep.
Yeah. But, I've been coming to exercise here since I retired.
And what's your name? I'm sorry, did I?
Janice Wilson.
Janice Wilson. Okay.
And I was married for 37 years. I have 3 daughters and I have 9 grandchildren and a whole bunch of great grandchildren.
Wonderful.
And One of the things I do is I call early bird bingo on Wednesday nights and Sunday afternoon, and let them play cards.
Wonderful. Awesome.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been doing the exercise program since Vicki started
Oh, yeah.
Yoga. I was her first,
Oh,
I won't say customer.
student, client. I know there's lots of words.
And my friend Ralph Keeper, who's now gone, but he recommended she start the strength.
Mm-hmm.
And so she did.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been with that since the very beginning.
Wonderful.
When was that? Because I was too.
Like 2004 maybe.
Yeah. That's a long time.
It's wonderful that they started to do that, though, that somebody that's really important. It's awesome.
Well, he had this book that said, Strong Women Stay Young.
Oh.
He gave it to me to read, and
It worked miracles.
Wonderful.
I think it keeps you from having broken hips and
It does.
broken knees, and it builds the muscle.
It does. Or, you know, we do a lot, you'll see I do a lot of balance with you. And again, it's if you were to fall, hopefully you can catch yourself. And then the strength is if you did unfortunately fall, hopefully you would heal quicker. Hopefully you wouldn't break anything. And if you did, you've built that strength. Your muscle can heal quicker. The recovery time's less. All of the things are so important. And you hear me talk a lot about trunk health. And that's just really because if our core and our back is not strength, that's when this starts to happen. And then of course that's putting pressure on your spine and your back and all of the things. So you hear me talk a lot about keeping your spine nice and long as much as possible. Just good posture is so important for every age. But clearly as we get older, your muscle is going to deteriorate anyway. It does. I mean, it's been deteriorating on me as well, even though I'm younger. It's still going to do that. So if we can keep it the stronger as long as we possibly can, we'll live longer, and we hopefully won't have so many illnesses or injuries that happen. Is all good stuff. So are we ready to stand? I feel like people are ready to get moving. So we're going to start standing. So take your time getting there. If you want, you can put your weights in your chair, so that makes it a little easier for you. And I always have to move. I get myself all jibberwockied here so people at home can see me.
The first part is you got to get there.
Yes. But we're going to keep using these chairs. These chairs are much nicer, yes?
I agree.
I don't feel so nervous about you guys using these chairs to stand on. Those chairs, I am so afraid you're going to fall, and I don't like it. So we're using these. They're heavier, and they don't slide as easy. So, and you can get out of them easier.
And they're taller.
And they're taller, which is going to help with balancing things we do. So yes. So we're just going to start. You'll feel more supported. How about that? So if you want to hold your chair though as you're coming into this, you can. Or you can lift your knees a little higher. I cannot talk. Higher. Whatever you feel like this morning. Let's just walk it out like we're on a nice little walk this morning. Beautiful. Taking those feet as big a range of motion as you need. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit, Carol, because as I talk, I don't want to feel like I'm screaming at you. Leaf said that microphone works really well. So I turned it up so she could hear all of you, but we turned it down so my voice isn't like, ah. So, wonderful. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. We're going to hold our chair. Either you can do this where you just lift your toes up a little bit, or you want to come up on your heels a little bit. Either one is fine. Listening. We're just kind of, warming up our feet joints, all the joints in our feet. And if you're coming up on your heels, we're kind of strengthening those calves, stretching them out. We're all important to keep that spine nice and long as possible and keeping that core pulled back. Nice job. 3 and 2 and 1. Release. Nice job. All right, we're gonna take one weight, just one. And we're gonna come, and these are your choices here. So you can not use a weight. You don't have to use a weight. If you don't wanna use a weight, and you're gonna come right here, okay? We're just gonna go into a, if you wanna use your weight, you're gonna squat down and lift that weight up. If you need to take it more in front of your face instead of up over your shoulder, if that causes discomfort, beautiful. Squatting down a little bit. Think about sitting in that chair. Inhale down, exhale, release. We want to keep with that breath work. Nice job. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, last one right here, and release. We're just going to switch that, but take a break here. Roll it out. Squeak it out. All right.
That breathing was good. My knees were hurting, but if I
Exhale it up.
breath,
And the reason I teach you to breathe that way too is when we're going down, if you think about it, if you exhale down, what happens to your tummy? If you're exhaling down instead of, it sticks out, right? It's not engaged. So if we inhale down, it reminds us to keep that core pulled back. Exhale, push it up, and think about pushing through your heels and taking that pressure off of your knees. Nice job. So that's another reason we do that breath work. It's like, oh, it makes you keep your core engaged instead of letting it just go loose. I don't have COVID. I got a thing in my throat here. Nice work. 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to set that weight gently in your chair. Roll out that shoulder if you need it. So we're going to come into our balancing because we're already up. We're going to do some balance and then we'll sit and do our strength, more strength stuff, and then cool down. All right? So we're going to take our chair, and then this time I just want you to bend your knee. So you're putting weight in that left leg. You don't have to think about coming all the way up, okay? Lower range of motion is fine. You're just balancing. So if you have to pick it up and put it back down, or if you want to hold, playing with your balance just a little bit. If you need both hands, you can play with no hands. Just keep yourself safe. And like I said, it doesn't matter how high that leg gets, we're just balancing it. But keep that foot flexed if you want more work in your hamstring and your glutes. That's what happens when you squeeze it a little harder there. Nice work. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Nice, Meredith. Good job. All right, we're going to take our other leg. We got to keep ourselves balanced and equal on both sides. So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to stand into our right leg and bend that left leg up and down. And again, taking any variation, you can kind of play back and forth. Just keep yourself nice and safe. And see, already, remember the other chairs were already moving when we were doing this. I like that these are staying nice and still. Nice job. Keep squeezing. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna hold our chair, and you're just gonna step back a little bit, not enough where the chair slides, okay? So if you gotta hold the side here, we're gonna bring our knees up and down, almost like if we were on the floor, old school, what did they call that? Mountain climbers? It's kind of like we're doing a mountain climber, but we're supported, we're not on the floor. So inhale the knee up, and don't worry about how high you get it. You don't have to get it super high, but inhale it up, exhale it down. Same reason, pulling that core when we use that breath work. Nice job. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Last little bit of heart space here, cardio. Choices here. You're just going to step out like we're doing jumping jacks, but you're not going super fast. And you can use your chair and just step side to side. You don't have to come off the chair. Inhaling and exhaling. So inhaling each time you move, exhaling. Go with that breath work. Nice job. Keep that moving. 5, 4, nice job. Let's do 2 more. One more right here. And release. Nice job taking your time to get yourself to the chair. Feel good? We got our lungs going, didn't we? That's the only time I'm gonna make you go back and forth here. Go to the chair, back. That's it. Whew. All right. We're gonna work our biceps this morning. So we're gonna take our arms, kind of go behind, right behind your chair so you don't hit it. Sitting nice and tall, feet are flat on the floor. So we're kind of doing a wider bicep instead of here. If this feels better for you, you can do it here. But I'd like to challenge you to come out to the sides, and I call it like a W. So you wanna inhale as you come up, exhale, release. And as you release, try not to just let the arms go down. You wanna think about that resistance you're creating. Moving it up and down. Nice job. Beautiful. Making sure nobody commented on there. They didn't. I didn't see any new names. Nice job. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. We're going to hold one weight. Just have it in your lap. We're going to take this arm, and if you want to hold your arm for support, because we're going to come into a tricep, so that weight's going to come back and forward. If you don't want to hold your arm, you don't have to. I think sometimes it's just a little safer to hold it in that spot because we're kind of working that tricep. Nice job. 5, 4, and then we'll switch the other side. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Whew. We'll take it in the other arm. So up and over. Nice job. We had lots. I just realized we have lots of stripes today, and reds. Red and stripes are the thing today. Yeah, that's a thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. That feels nice. All right, we're going to come into some chest work here. So we're going to inhale, the arms out, keep a soft bend in those arms. Exhale, put it back in. Yeah, don't punch anybody with the weight. Inhale, and there we go. Opening up that chest. Nice job. Keeping a soft bend. The reason I say that is sometimes people do this. We don't want to do that. That strains the back. So if you have to take it a little lower range, nice job. 5 and 4, 3, and 1 more. Nice job. Relaxing the shoulders if you need it, because that starts to aggravate the shoulders for sure. All right, we're going to do one more. Geez, that went fast, huh? All right, we're going to do one more. Now, if this causes discomfort, I just want to work our rotator cuffs here. So you're just going to rotate the arms forward and back. If you need to come lower, that's fine too. You don't have to come all the way up to a 90 degree, but we just want to slowly rotate back and forth. Inhaling as those weights come up, exhaling as they go down. Again, using that core. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. It's a nice little arm and shoulder thing, isn't it? All right, last little work before we're done. That went really fast. We're going to pull our arm up, lift it, pull it back, almost like we're doing a seated row. So push, lift, pull it back. Push it forward, lift that leg, pull it back. Nice job. Keep squeezing. We're pulling that shoulder blade back. Nice job. We have 5. Keep with that beautiful breath. 2 more. And release. Nice job. One more time. I know. Lots of traps and shoulders. Those are important though, because we reach for things, right, to get things. So it's important to have all the working muscles working together. So that's why we do a lot of different things. I know they say we want to do biceps, right? Which of biceps are important. They're a large muscle. We use them a lot. But I want to make sure that we keep our shoulders, our triceps, I kind of like everything together. So if it feels better to go lower range here, you don't have to go all the way out in front of you. Nice job. 5. You're almost there. I can't believe class went that fast. Today it felt fast, didn't it? The whole session, didn't it? Yes, it did. 2 and 1. Nice work. Release, release. Set those weights down. You have finished this morning. So let's come into some gentle shoulder rolls. That feels nice. Nice work. And if it feels good, you can go the opposite direction with those rolls. Beautiful. We're going to take our arm forward, pat yourself on the back. You can come all the way up here if you want, but if you want to just come here to get that tricep, we work that tricep a lot. So this is a fine if that doesn't hurt. Sometimes just right here is just good enough. Nice work. And release. We're going to do that other side. Give yourself a big pat on the back. And that's perfect too, right there, Meredith. That's a good one too. Just coming up, that's a good stretch too. And release. We're going to give ourselves nice big T arms. We're going to exhale, kind of round your spine, maybe interlace the fingers if that doesn't feel bad for you. And kind of wiggle out the spine here. And slowly roll up. Let's do that again. Nice big inhale. Exhale, round the spine. Interlace those fingers. Feel free to like explore. Wiggling side to side, holding each side if you want to for a brief moment. And slowly release. Last thing, let's give ourselves some hugs. Nice big inhale. Exhale, give yourself a nice little hug. Feel those shoulders, get a little bit of a stretch there. Exhale, release. We'll switch arms. Left will go over the right. Nice little hug. Beautiful. And release. Last thing, you know I always say this, we got to scoop up last little bit of love for ourselves today. So visualizing that love, we're going to lift it up. Inhale. Exhale, release. One more time. Nice big scoop of love for yourself. Exhale, heart center. Release. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Come again. I'll be here next week. And I promise we won't talk as long. We'll get more workout in. But it's nice to take a little bit of a break. It is good. It is so good for you. I feel like a Vegas show act. I'll see you next week on Monday and Wednesday. I'm here all day. I'm not as funny. My husband, we got a Mother's Day, the kids write their real answers. And my 5-year-old, they said, what's something funny your mom does? And he said, my mom doesn't do anything funny. And I was like, Cohen is his name. I'm like, we call him Coco. And I said, Coco, did you say mommy doesn't do anything funny? No, just dad. I'm like, which my husband likes to tease me and say that once those looks go, because he says I'm really funny or I'm really cute, but I'm not very funny. So I told my husband, I was like, well, it must be a popular family consensus. You're the funny one and I am not.
So what's your name?
Jamie.
Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
Gisela told me already, forgot it.
That's okay. We're going to get name tags. I forgot to mention that. I'm going to do it this weekend though, because I want to find nice name tags where we can leave them at the center and we can just clip them on instead of doing the paper ones that are just going to fall off anyway. So I'm looking for somewhere to hopefully find some name tags and we'll just write our names, keep them at the center and put them on. I think that'll just be really helpful for everyone. Even myself, I'm trying to remember, but
Oh, it's impossible. And he's got Alzheimer's. So
Okay.
he might ask you
That's
the
okay.
same thing over and over.
That's okay. That's a tough thing to, it is.
Yeah. But
So
he's here,
that's right. Doing this and moving, and that is.
Plus he can't hear.
Yeah, but it's still, he's still getting that mental workout,
yeah,
and that
he
is
knows.
good. Yeah.
He's been doing it long enough that when he sees you doing it, it all comes back.
And they say Alzheimer's, you know, some people don't give them enough credit for they even if they can't quite tell you, they understand more what's going on than you realize. So yes.
You know, so I just wanted to.
No, I appreciate that. I'm so glad that you guys are here. That's wonderful. I'll put the chairs away, friends. Thank you, Meredith. I enjoyed getting to know more about you.
That's one ugly.
Bring it in and then you'll forget. I'll slide them over here.
Oh, you're fine. Hon. No, these are heavier than the other ones for sure. But I just like these so much better. They're so much better.
I'm gonna have to go back to the Freetown way, because,
I noticed your. I was like, oh.
yeah, I've got it. Years ago, I tore my rotator cuff.
Oh yeah.
One doctor wanted to do surgery, and another doctor said, no, we can do physical therapy. So I can still do this and curl my hair without surgery.
But you gotta change what you got, don't you?
Well, I will say my mother-in-law just has it been 2 years now? 2 or 3 years. She had both of her shoulders because she was a skier and played she was a mess. And so it took her a long time though. She's still like, even though she needed it, she will tell you it was one of the hardest surgeries to recover
That's
from.
what my daughter did.
Uh-huh.
She was riding the bike up in the mountains and
Hi, I think everything worked great.
on a walk on that shoulder, and they said, oh well, surgery will take a couple of hours, and 6 hours later.